Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. It's Carol here, and I'm going to show you how to make this amazing green dip. It all started when I got my CSA box, and it was loaded with mint. And I thought, ooh, this would be so fresh and delicious in a dip. And I thought I could mix it with a bunch of spinach. I also got a couple of jalapeños and some lemon juice. And I thought I would just put a bunch of green things in my food processor and make a dip out of it, and maybe put some nuts in there for some richness. And then I thought maybe I'll throw a can of chickpeas in there and make it more of like a hummus. And so I came up with this dip. I made it the other day, ate the whole thing in one day. And it's super low calorie density because it just uses 1 can of chickpeas, which is plenty of protein and fiber for your day, and then a handful of cashews and tons of greens. So let's get started. Couldn't be easier. It does have a lot of ingredients, but it's just packed with flavor. And if you're like me and you are on the go, you like to snack a lot during the day, this is like having your salad in snack form. Anyway, I hope you guys try it. So I have 1 can of chickpeas with the juice. I'm starting this off in my Vitamix. You could do the whole thing in your food processor. I just wanted it really creamy. And then I'm going to put a tablespoon of white miso, a tablespoon of minced garlic. You could put less garlic if you don't like super strong garlic. I find this minced stuff is pretty mild, so I feel like you need a lot of it. Then I'm going to put 1/3 cup of cashews, and you can use raw unsalted cashews. I just buy these at Costco, the whole cashews with sea salt. I think they're roasted and salted, and they're just the cheapest ones they have. That's why I get them. The other day, I ate half of it for lunch and half of it for dinner. I just couldn't stop. So I'm going to blend this up until it's nice and smooth and fluffy. Okay, I'm putting the zest and juice of 1 lemon. I got this in my CSA box. Also, I'm just snacking on some banana bread that I made. If you watched my video the other day, I make it with no sweetener, just super ripe bananas and oats. So it's all whole foods, and it makes the perfect snack in the afternoon. I have a cup of peppermint tea here, but I'm gonna bring this over to my friend's house, and we can snack on this while we are hanging out. This is so good with veggies dipped in it, but it would be great with crackers or chips too. Okay, so I have this zest of a lemon. I put that in the blender, and the juice. These lemons are so juicy. If you've been following me, you know that I have 2 twin boys that are teenagers, and they both just got their driver's license finally, and the car that I bought for them, the transmission went out, so that got fixed. We picked it up yesterday, and they are driving themselves to school. They drove themselves to school and home from school, and they drove themselves to practice now. They do track and field every night, and so they drove themselves to practice. So I just feel like my time is free now. I can do whatever I want. So I'm super excited about that. I've been wanting to write a cookbook. I've been wanting to do some meal plans. I've been wanting to get more into nutrition coaching. I just love that kind of stuff, but I don't have any spare time. So I feel like my time is going to really free up. My best friend is moving to the mainland, so I'm trying to hang out with her as much as I possibly can this weekend. There, I put the juice and the zest in there. I'm just gonna blend this up just to combine it. Okay, so this alone is amazing. The chickpeas and the garlic, lemon juice, the cashews. That is so good. And the miso, delicious. But I'm gonna bust out my food processor for the rest. Okay, so I have 1 red bell pepper in there. That's the last one I have. I have 2 jalapeños. And I'm just gonna take the seeds out. Last time I did this, I made it with 1, and I could barely taste it. So I put another one in, and it was perfect. Still not super spicy, but if you left the seeds and the membrane in, then it would be much spicier. Then I have half a bunch of mint. I'm just gonna pull the leaves off and put all of that in here. This already smells amazing. So fresh and delicious. And this is a great way to get greens in your diet. I am not a huge fan of raw kale, but I put a bunch of it in this dip and it was delicious. I also used a bunch of baby spinach and I'm out of that. So I'm gonna do all kale today and see how that is. But when you're combining it with cashews, I feel like you can't go wrong. Like I said, I started off thinking like a pesto, and then I got carried away with like a creamy dip. I just love creamy things. And this dip was born. I'm calling it a green dip. I don't know if it's a cross between a pesto and a hummus. I don't know. You tell me what you think I should call it. I stole some rosemary out of my friend's yard today, the one that's moving, and well, she said I could have, she has a huge bush. So I'm gonna put a little rosemary in there too. Why not? I love fresh herbs, and I think you can't go wrong with fresh herbs. Also going to put some dried herbs because I don't have fresh parsley, I don't have fresh basil, and what else? Fresh dill. If I had fresh herbs, this would be extra over the top amazing, but it's still pretty good. I'm gonna put some onion powder and some garlic powder. I will leave the full description, the full recipe down below because I did write it down. Some onion powder. I'm gonna get this started. Okay. Whew, that smells amazing. Woo, I smell those jalapeños. So everything is just finely minced up. It's really amazing how all of that just kind of shriveled up into nothingness. But it smells so good. Okay, that's it, not very much. And now we're going to put kale in there. I'm going to put all of this kale into this dip. I know it's an aggressive amount of kale, but it's a good way to get it into my belly. So I already washed it. I'm just taking it off the stems. And I can only do about 4 leaves at a time, maybe not even that much. Okay, so I've got all of my greens and it's mostly kale. And yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work, but I have my creamy dip. I'm gonna add to this and mix it all together. You could even bake this in the oven, and because there's so much fluffy kale in here, I might do that. Okay, my dip is ready. Ooh, look how creamy and delicious it looks. And there's a whole head of kale in here. Of course, I ate quite a bit of it while I was just chopping up veggies. I've got some carrots and cucumbers. That's all I really have to dip. But this is gonna hold us over while we are hanging out tonight. And I hope you guys try this dip. It's really good. I will leave the original recipe. The first time I made it, I wrote everything down and it was amazing. I also put some green onions in there, which I didn't have today. So my towel is crooked, sorry. I put the green onions in there and I'll just leave everything that I did the first time. It was superb. So I hope you guys try this. It's a great way to get your veggies in and have a snack at the same time. It feels kind of indulgent, like it would be good to serve at a party, or you know, it's completely oil-free and it's whole foods. So give this one a try and I will see you in the next video.